In our birth chart, the Black Moon Lilith represents the traits and qualities within us that we feel the most ashamed of. And not only are these the qualities we feel most ashamed of, they're also some of our greatest gifts and talents, but we've been taught to repress them because they are unwanted. However, these qualities that we feel ashamed of within ourselves, this is more indicated by the sign that your Black Moon Lilith is in, such as Aries, Taurus, Gemini, etc. But you also have a house that your Black Moon Lilith is in, and this indicates where in your life this shame will be most prominent. So, in this video, I'm going to break down everything that you need to know about having your Black Moon Lilith in your 11th house. Welcome back to the Be the Hero channel, newcomers and subscribers. My name's Isabelle, and I help you understand who you are using personality typing and astrology. I was the person who often felt lost and confused for many years of their lives because I didn't really have a sense of self or know what my desires were. Then I discovered the Enneagram, the Myers-Briggs, my birth chart, and so much more, and these gave me clarity on who I could be and what my desires are. So now I'm here to help you understand them so you can understand these systems and yourself as well. Now, before I dive into the Black Moon Lilith and having your Lilith in your 11th house, hit the link in the description below to get your very own My Horoscope Made Me Do It hoodie. I absolutely love these hoodies. They're extremely and insanely comfortable, and let the world know that yes, you are like me and you are obsessed with astrology, so you're psycho. So hit the link in the description below to get your My Horoscope Made Me Do It hoodie now so that you and I can be matching. In this video, I'm going to cover what it means to have your Lilith in your 11th house, but first let's talk about Lilith, because already in this video I've referred to it as Lilith and Black Moon Lilith. And when I was getting into learning about this aspect in my chart, I was insanely confused on, is it Black Moon Lilith? Is it Lilith? Are these the same? Are they different? Am I watching the right information? Yes, you are, to cut to the conclusion. Black Moon Lilith is a very popular aspect nowadays in our birth chart, and it is represented by a black crescent moon with what looks like a cross connected underneath it. The Black Moon Lilith in our birth chart represents the traits and qualities we feel most ashamed of. Some background more on Lilith. Lilith was, by my understanding, the first partner of Adam, and she was a very powerful woman, and this made her, at the same time, not easy to work with. So all these great strengths and powers she had, they were not very welcome, and so what they did was they threw her out of the world and replaced her with Eve, who was much more passive. So Lilith, this point in our chart, was named after Lilith to show that it represents these amazing gifts and talents within ourselves that we should truly embrace, but somewhere along the way we felt that we were going to be rejected or put into harm's way if we embrace these traits. This is more indicated, though, by the sign your Lilith is in. So for example, if you have a Lilith in Gemini, you feel shame for Gemini qualities. If you have a Lilith in Aries, you feel ashamed of Aries qualities. But not only do you have a Black Moon Lilith in a sign, you also have your Black Moon Lilith in a house. And there are 12 houses in astrology, and these represent the 12 main areas of our material reality. So this will show you where this shame around this energy is going to show up for you. As an example, I'm a moon or Gemini, brain not working. I am a Lilith in Gemini, and that means feel a lot of shame around my curiosity, my talkativeness, and my desire to be social and observe the world. But this is in my 7th house, which means that I feel specifically shame for wanting to be intellectual in a partnership. So knowing the house that your Lilith is in is highly important, because oftentimes we can read about our Lilith and think, I don't know, I don't really struggle to embrace that. There are plenty of areas of my life where I do this. But it's quite possible that you are not embracing your Lilith in the house that your Lilith is in because you feel even more accentuated shame there. And again, there's some confusion around Black Moon Lilith. There's just an aspect called Lilith in our charts. However, it is not nearly as prominent nor often as spoken about as Black Moon Lilith is. So if you see that crescent moon shape with the cross and you are trying to learn about that aspect, that's what this video is about. So watch on. So what does it mean to have a Lilith in 11th house? 11th house is all about community and big dreams. It reflects themes of Aquarius, as each house does. The houses are based off of the zodiac signs in some way. They have some form of correlation. So Aquarius correlated with the 11th house. The 11th house has all to do with primarily our social groups, our community. Whenever we have a aspect in our 11th house, we become community oriented. We seek out a social setting. We seek a group of people who have shared values. The 11th house, though, also can do a little bit with big dreams. It can show you what your vision is for how you want to help the world. It's still around that community theme either way. Oftentimes, the 11th house gets simplified to being just about friends or friend groups. And this is true. This is definitely part of the 11th house, but it has more to do with community and the world, so to say, the collective. And so this is where the big dreams aspects come into place. So for example, if you had a Sagittarius 11th house, you're someone who wants to have a community that values novelty, experience, and freedom. You want to seek meaning in how you affect the world. You want to have a purpose within humanity, so to say. So people who have an 11th house Lilith tend to feel heavily ashamed around their desire to have a place in a community. Again, I always say this in all of my videos, it is a little hard to explain what exactly it means to have your Lilith in a certain house without knowing the sign it's in, because the sign shows you truly, first and foremost, the energy you're ashamed of in the first place. But generally, people who have an 11th house Lilith really, in childhood, loved being a part of community. They liked having a friend group. Maybe they even had a friend group. They liked being around a lot of people and feeling like they were known amongst them, specifically for who they are in whatever zodiac sign that their Lilith was in. But somewhere along the way, they were taught by peers, society, parents, or another authority figure that to want community is bad. And so you should just isolate yourself, only care about maybe career or one-on-one connections. Community is overrated. And so now the Black Moon Lilith 11th house person suppresses their deep desire to be a part of a community. Lilith energy demands it be expressed. And so if we do not fulfill the desires of our Lilith in the positive way, from a place that is free of shame, then we start to embrace it in negative ways, and this leads to some conflict in our life. So for the case of the Lilith in 11th house, you want community, you want a place within a community, and you want a community that is aligned with the values that are dependent and based off of the sign your 11th house Lilith is in. But if you do not allow yourself to have that, you're going to start seeking that through unhealthy means. So oftentimes, people with a Lilith in 11th house can find themselves trying to insert themselves amongst communities that they know are going to disappoint them. So then they can affirm that, see, community's not so great, I don't need this, people are just awful. Whereas if they acted in alignment with their desire, they would seek out communities that they know are going to be in alignment with who they are. The Lilith 11th house can also struggle with feeling like telling themselves that they're never going to fit in amongst the community. So they could be part of the community that is going to make them feel accepted, but they hide their authentic selves, which is something we all struggle with. Not all of us or any of us are truly always open and authentic at all times. And so the Lilith 11th house primarily struggles with allowing themselves to be themselves amongst others. Again, it's kind of hard to explain the 11th house Lilith without knowing the sign it's in, but knowing the sign will be really important. So check out my video series later on Lilith through the signs and cross-reference with this video. But for example, if you had a Lilith in 11th house, let's say in Capricorn, you are someone who feels shame around being ambitious and driven and disciplined, but you feel this specifically in your community. You want to surround yourself possibly, potentially, with people who are driven and goal-oriented, probably around entrepreneurs and business people, people who have dreams and desires, but you feel that you're not allowed to embrace this, and so you'll either go focus on your ambitions on your own, or you'll insert yourself in a very non-driven, in fact, what you would maybe even extremely define as a lazy community. The same thing could apply for each sign. For a Lilith, maybe in 11th house in Aries, let's say. Lilith in Aries wants to be very assertive, bold, brave, but they feel ashamed to do so. And when this is in their 11th house, they want to be the leader of their community, rallying the troops, being bold, being passionate. Let's go, guys. But instead, they can embrace their Aries energy by isolating themselves, or they can embrace their 11th house and making sure they take a backseat role in their community, therefore not living in alignment with their 11th house Aries placement. So if you're watching this, you're probably thinking, yes, that sounds like me. Now what do I do? How can I overcome this shame? The first thing I always recommend for every single Lilith sign and house placement is reflect on childhood. Go back to that memory and think of a time where, or many times, where you felt that you were shamed or guilted or judged or rejected for wanting community. Were you amongst a community and they didn't accept you for who that you were? Did you seem to find your tribe, so to say, and your parents judged you for them? Find those memories. Go back to that childhood version of yourself as the person you are now and comfort that child, telling them it's okay to be this way. It's okay to want community. You are valued for who you are in your community. I'm going to accept you no matter what, and the right people will love you. Secondly, an 11th house Lilith needs to redefine their community once more and find a community that's in alignment with the sign their Lilith is in. So, you're going to have to look at what sign your Lilith is in if you do not already, and write down maybe what values does that archetype hold. If it's Aries, you value independence and initiation. If it's Taurus, you value comfort and stability. If it's Gemini, you value curiosity, etc. I could go through each one, but we don't need to. The point is, find what is it your Lilith values and find a community that's in alignment with those values and allows you to take on that role of that zodiac sign. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, 11th house doesn't just have to do with community. It also has to do with our big dreams and how we see helping humanity specifically. In a way, it's very much like 6th house, but the 6th house is more about serving the individual, whereas the 11th house is thinking about serving the collective. Again, like Aquarius. So look at the sign that your Lilith is in 11th house, and ask yourself, how do I want to leave an impact on humanity? How do I want to help the world? It's possible that you just need to cultivate a vision for your impact or a vision for your future. This could be very fulfilling for people who have a Lilith in their 11th house. If this video helped you understand what it means to have your Black Moon Lilith in 11th house, let me know in those comments below, and let me know what sign your 11th house Lilith is in, and I'll give you a little information on what that means. If you want to dive deeper, we can book a 30-minute reading in the link in the description below. While you're down there, grab the free birth chart workbook if you have not yet grabbed it. It has journal prompts to help you understand each of the basic astrology aspects in your birth chart so that you can actually live in alignment with your astrology rather than doing what I did for years when I got into astrology, took in the information and did absolutely nothing with it. It takes less than 15 minutes to do this whole workbook. Link is in the description below. If you're the kind of person who's already interested in astrology, if you love self-development, if you're interested in having more workbooks and courses, you need to check out the Making Mindfulness Fun Bundle right now, because I'm offering all 30 of our workbooks and courses for only $30. That's $1 per course per workbook, and I have no idea how long I'm going to keep offering this for, so learn more about it and grab it now. You get access to all of our workbooks and courses we've created on self-development, mindfulness, and astrology. I have exclusive workbooks that are just in this bundle that you get access to, so get it now. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Sincerely hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out the rest of the channel for more videos breaking down your birth chart. Once again, my name is Isabelle, and from my heart to yours. Namaste.